Alright, how are you lovely people of YouTube doing today? My name is John. It's been a while since we've done a vlog. Last time I spoke to you guys, I was with Louis Ben, and it was the night before I was leaving for Berlin. Since then, I've gone to Berlin. I've spent 2 days in Köln and an afternoon in Bonn. And there's a lot to fill in. This is probably going to be one of the longer vlogs. I normally try to keep them around 10 minutes or so, but this one might end up being 20 or so. Today we have a snack called Mr. Tom. It looks like it's going to be very nutty. It's kind of broken apart a little. 1 in 10 apparently will win a Sony Xperia Compact, sponsored by the movie Pixel. It has peanuts. I got one of the guys on the trip with me above me. Simon, are you allergic to peanuts?
I am not.
Alright, Simon's in the bunk above while I record this vlog. He's up there. I'm going to give this a shot. I just ate a peanut. I'm kind of cheating. I feel like it's going to fall apart. I'm worried to open this further. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to pour it into my hand. This is a snack. Mr. Peanut. Or Mr. Tom. Oh boy, this isn't working. Let me put this down. What is that? Fuck, I can't even tell what that is. Like a caramel. It's not bad. I always love peanuts. Not the best thing I've eaten. I don't know if I'd really buy this on my own. But it's manageable. It's pretty good. They got something holding the peanuts together. That does a really shitty job. I need a drink though. Where the fuck I put this? Oh yeah. It's right there. I got it sort of hanging in between the bed and the cabinet. Let's get a sip. This vlog was sponsored to you by Coca-Cola. But Mr. Tom's, how would I rate this? 4 out of 5. No, that's actually really shitty. Like 3 out of 5. Not bad, not terrible, but manageable. I'm sitting on the floor right now, actually, in the youth hostel. That's why I had this bunk bed right here. Simon is above me. There's plenty of room over there for other people who are staying here with me. And the room is a disaster, so this was the best possible thing. I'm just sort of sitting on the floor, hunched in front of the camera while it's on a little stool. Where should we begin? So, last I spoke, I was with Louis Ben. We had spent the last couple days in Osnabrück. That was sad. I really loved my time in Osnabrück. I feel like it was a wonderful city. We had like one sort of last night out on the town where we got some spaghetti ice. Delicious. Spaghetti ice is fantastic. Make sure you get that. But took the train to Berlin. That was pretty boring. I slept through that. We saw the solar farm though, which was fucking ginormous. Not solar farm. We found this wind farm, which was fucking ginormous. Just turbine after turbine, like for kilometers, as the Europeans would say, I suppose. Not miles. Get to Berlin. Berlin was alright. We were in Berlin for about 3 days. And we, of course, did a lot of historical sightseeing, as well as visit museums that related to the history and what went on within Berlin and Germany throughout much of, like, the World War II and the Cold War. So, we went to the DDR Museum. Cool, interesting thing about that was, while I was there, I saw there was a guy selling hats. And he had all sorts of hats. Berlin hats, Soviet hats, and I saw the Soviet hat. I asked him how much it was. He says about 25 euros. And then I'm looking at this other Berlin hat because I wanted a hat just to put on my head because it's hot out. And he offered this deal, 25 euros, Soviet hat, Soviet officer hat, looked freaking sweet, plus a Berlin hat, 25 euros. So basically I get the Berlin hat for free, but I couldn't do it. It was the 4th of July. There's no way I'm buying a Soviet hat on the 4th of July despite how much I wanted that hat. Unfortunately, I wasn't very patriotic that day. I didn't have much American gear. Thankfully though, I was able to find American flag sunglasses, and I was also lent an American flag sweater from a girl who was on the trip. That helped me complete the attire, and I was ready for the holiday. Here's actually a picture of me standing in front of the Berliner Dome. Berliner Dome is fucking epic. We climbed our way to the top of that, and I wasn't even sure whether or not we were allowed to work our way up. Like, there weren't many signs or anything. We just kept following staircases till eventually we reached the observation deck at the top, and it was fucking incredible. The view was awesome. You could see the entire city, and for some of you zombie fans out there, seeing the Fernsehturm off in the distance reminded me quite a lot of Kino der Toten when you sneak your way out into the alley. If you look off in the distance, you can actually see the Fernsehturm in-game. So that was kind of cool, reminded me of zombies. I figured some of you zombie guys out there would find that interesting. Another things we did, we went to the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. That was cool. That was very interesting. It was a very heavy tour. Unfortunately, it was 99 degrees out, and that made it just unbearable. And it was, it really just made it hard to really absorb what you were taking in, because the entire time you're just fanning yourself off. Went to the Jewish Museum. That was pretty interesting, I guess. I don't know, it was quite honestly a little bit boring. I felt like our tour guide didn't do a very good job. Her English kind of struggled. I don't know. I think I would have liked to have tried it in German just to see if I can understand it, because the English tour wasn't very good.
Money boy!
Yo, you're interrupting a vlog, guys.
It's all good, man. We're making it better.
Yo.
We got now Will T in the room. You also know him as Von Butler.
Yo, it's your boy, Von Butler.
Alright, well, I'm going to continue on this vlog. Some of the more fun things we did in Berlin was we went to the Sony Center, we saw the Minions. So Simon, Will, overall impression of the Minions?
Hilarious. Thought it was a really great movie.
Yeah, I really liked it. See, the interesting thing was we had this guy on our trip, Kevin. In German, if your name is Kevin, that's like a mark of shame. You don't want to be called Kevin. People have been laughing at him the entire trip. So in the intro of the Minions movie, they're talking about their savior. They're building him up and they're like, and his name was Kevin. And then the entire audience started bursting into laughter. That was probably the highlight of the movie. Everybody was, like, most of the people in the theater thought it was funny. But we were just dying because Kevin's been getting shit for his name this entire trip. So that was probably the ultimate moment of the trip. One of the things I forgot to mention when we first got to Berlin was we actually went to KaDeWe, which is the biggest department store in all of Germany. Not too much really eventful went on in KaDeWe. One thing I want to explain about KaDeWe is that their food and their prices do not match up very well. Me and my buddy Matt got this sort of like Italian food buffet. We spent like 12 bucks on it. And I had to spend $2 to get a small can of root beer. Absolute trash. Waste of money. It was terrible. Paid a lot for a little bit of food, and it was all really shitty. So KaDeWe, thumbs down by me. Sure, you got a lot of cool stuff, but it's also very expensive, and I'm a baller on a budget. I'm not here to spend $3,500 on a silly pen. That was ridiculous. So that was Berlin in a nutshell. Nothing too much exciting went on while we were there. We stayed in a youth hostel. We had some fun parties in that hostel. As the Germans were actually, they went up for a day and visited us. We had a great time there, sort of like a, I guess you can call it a goodbye for the July party where we played some pretty great American music. The Germans are always a blast. We have a great time with them. That's Berlin. We then took a train to Berlin, and fuck that train to Berlin. So the trip from Berlin to Köln should only have taken about 3 hours. Not a very long train ride, but this train took for fucking ever. We got on the train at 8:45, and it wasn't until 7 hours later that we arrived in Köln. So we could have freaking flied to America, and it would have been faster than taking a train from Berlin to Köln. So that was absolutely ridiculous. At one point, we were told we had to get off the train because the train wasn't going to go any further, and the tracks were messed up. Whoa, we got Lucas, we got the Tumble Man, we got Von Butler.
It smells like ass.
Yeah, youth hostels smell like ass.
Well, that's because we have 6 people in one room.
Their ass in here.
Lucas.
Overnight.
Your boy.
There's a siren going.
And the Tumble Man's out
Somebody
there.
doesn't have a chip.
That might be the one I borrowed from Kevin. I put it there
That's
this morning.
me.
Let me hold on to it though. Alright, so we're talking trains right now. So, train couldn't go any further because the tracks were broken. And we had to take all the luggage off. And then we find out the train's gonna move again. So we had to get all the luggage back on. And it was absolutely fucking ridiculous. Am I right, guys?
It was a clusterfuck.
It was awful.
But we got to explore Vertem, what is it? Wuppertal?
Oh, yeah, we had to, see, it was gonna be a direct train ride, but because the tracks were messed up, we had to go to Wuppertal Station, you know, one of the most famous cities in all of, Germany.
They got special trains that go high.
Yeah.
That one German teen movie was filmed there.
Ooh. The one German team movie. So that was stupid. And then we finally get to Köln. We'll save Köln for another vlog, but, everybody want to say goodbye?
Bye, YouTube.
Bye. And I'm Von Butler, signing off. I don't actually do
It's
that.
your motherfucking boy.
Alright.
That's not a thing.
Goodbye, YouTube.